No, she's not gonna be here. Hey, AfterBuzzers! You're watching the AfterBuzz TV After Show for Scream Season 2, Episode 11, Heavenly Creatures. Join us as we break down the episode and give you our thoughts and predictions. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh,
hey! Good job!
this is the perfect song.
I know.
Caught
That's the love
red-handed.
part.
Yeah, well, we have some characters caught red-handed in this episode.
To hear my Shaggy impression?
Do it.
I gotta wait for it. Double. That's it.
Amazing.
That's it.
Love it.
Nailed it.
Double. Wow. Are you from Jamaica? That was amazing.
Perfect.
Right
Hey guys, I'm your host, Katie Campbell, and you can find me on Twitter at Katie Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. And across the table with that amazing Shaggy impression, Kelly McInerney.
Hey guys, I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo.
And Micheal Drew.
Hello, I am Micheal Drew. You can find me on Twitter at Michael_Drew, Michael EAL.
And we are missing Pegarad tonight, so make sure you guys tweet her and tell her your
Pega.
thoughts. It's at Pegarad. Thank you guys always for your comments and everything, your tweets, everything you send us. You guys are awesome. And if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, please do so. That's youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. You give us that 5-star thumbs up, leave a comment, keep letting us know what you think, and tweet us using the hashtag ABTVScream. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who you guys are.
And I know I already saw a tweet tonight sent, I forget who it was from right now, but it's saying that they need answers because tonight's episode was confusing.
It was just
Don't we all?
It was just one big long preview.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, real quick, I just wanted to say, because I missed last week's episode, apparently I was wrong about Zoe.
Oh, yeah.
So she's not the killer.
I mean, I thought it was her for a hot minute too.
Guys,
Wow.
she could be the killer, like part of the killing team,
Yeah.
and then get too close to Noah and
then
fall
they got
in
rid of
love,
her.
and they're just like, we gotta get rid of her.
That's a good theory. I was thinking about that too. I was hoping for that, but I don't know if I'm just thinking that because I just don't want to be wrong. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I think that was the best death.
Yeah.
I just want to say because I didn't get a chance to say it last week, but I think that was the best death of the whole. It was the most. It affected me
Yeah.
the most.
But
Terrifying.
also not as gory as the others.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't super bloody. It was just she just drowned.
Maybe because she's part of the inner circle or was part of the inner circle, they didn't gut her. It's a different death.
Could be.
But she used to be one of the
Or maybe
the
because she was the lady of the lake.
Yeah, I like
she
that.
died in the
That's
lake.
That's a better one. What are you guys thinking about, speaking of relationships, Zoe and Noah, speaking of Brooke and Stavo?
You know, if they were the killers, like I think it's Kieran, but if they were, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You know, they're starting to get very, I don't know.
Something
It went
weird.
too fast, you know?
Yeah, it went fast. I just can't buy Stavo being the killer. I just can't buy it.
I don't know.
But Brooke, I like them being together. It's grown on me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, it's grown on because I think it fits. I do think it went by fast, but just after the whole situation with Jake, it doesn't stand out to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't find myself thinking, wow, where's Jake? This happened too quick. It still moved at a gradual pace for me, gradual enough that I'm accepting of it.
I mean, it moved gradual for us because it took like 10 weeks, but for them, it's like
True.
2
that-
weeks.
But she's
You know?
she's clearly demented. I mean, she's clearly
Yeah.
Going
has
through
the
stuff,
most
yeah.
mental anguish compared to all the other
Yeah, she's been through a lot.
Lakewooders.
She's been through a lot, so to find, comfort in the arms of a lover makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So they're at this hotel for a while, and then they decide they're both going to go home. And Brooke goes home later on in the episode, but Stavo, says he does and doesn't. Do you guys think that's weird that he's not connecting with his dad or not? I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's weird. They clearly have a wild relationship, and he doesn't. I think he feels he's been accused, right? Ever since we found out why he's draws on people who are dying, but they're just a stumbling block in their relationship.
But, like, why does he continue to draw those things when he knows there's suspicions, even if it's totally innocent and he just likes comics and everything or finds comfort in that?
I think maybe that's just how he deals with things. Like how Noah does the morgue, he just draws, you know? That's what Miss Lang says. He doesn't talk, he draws.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Noah talks. He draws.
Yeah, but at some point when he's looking super suspicious, he should probably stop drawing.
Yeah, I just don't think he has as much common sense. He's demented. Like
He's a creep.
that's why he fits with Brooke.
Yeah.
Well, my question is, when he stopped at home for a little bit to pick up some of his drawings and he left again, where did he go?
To
That is
kill
the
some
question.
people.
Yeah, that makes him look super suspicious.
Curious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody who is very suspicious is Eli. This whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too suspicious for me to think he's. I don't
He's too obvious.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know, Kieran's also there, so he could be planting.
Yeah, it's got to be
The
Kieran.
Eli-
It's Kieran. If it's not Kieran, it's Kieran. Like, it's Kieran.
Okay.
And I think Kieran's. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but it's Kieran.
No.
And Eli, I feel less and less about Eli being the killer now.
But he's up to something. Like, there's
Yeah.
a reason he was there to see Will's funeral.
Well,
Maybe he is like obsessed with Brandon James or something because he mentioned it to his mom and she didn't know who the Jameses were.
yeah, but that's weird. But I don't, because Eli and the mom, first of all, we see them talking at the house and she's packing up saying, we're leaving town. He's paying us $15,000 to get out of town. So now we finally learn what the mayor's paying her for, which we thought it was burning the house down. So I guess he just wants to kick them out of town. Why would the mayor want to kick them out of town? And she also said, people are going to start knowing why we're here, what we're up to.
I think maybe she also did burn the thing down but didn't tell him. You know, that
Okay.
could have been a thing. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're up to. I think they're just con artists. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what I get from the mom, at least.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why she was, like, hitting on him in the beginning.
Just bottom of the barrel, doing what they can to survive.
But what about Eli getting violent with the mom saying, you know, with Aunt Tina saying, we're not leaving until I say we are. And he grabbed something from her hand.
I just think he's a petulant child. I mean, if he was going to be violent, he probably would have. I mean, he just got loud and moved the thing. I don't think it was that much of an indicator that he's a very violent guy.
Yeah.
To me, so I don't know.
But also, like, he's kind of the guy in the he wears the pants in a way because she's always like, I don't know what, his dad ran away or something. Is that, or was it hit by a car? That was Kieran.
I think, yeah.
The car thing.
The car accident was Kieran, and Eli mentioned that his dad didn't stick around.
Yeah.
And then I've been thinking, is it Troy? But then
Possibly.
she doesn't know who the James family is, though.
Well, she could just be, you know, just
Pretending.
pretty active. So
Okay.
maybe he found out who his dad was, and she didn't. Maybe she
And Kieran's
thought
real
his name was
father is
Troy or
Brandon.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, he said, I'm going to take care of the mayor. And he went to the house and stole some papers from his drawer and then wrote him a note that it says, you are screwed.
He also wasn't wearing the mask, though.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he might not be the killer, because I feel like even the killer, even if he didn't want to kill, would still wear the mask as, like, protection, kind of like.
What
Or-
about, like, he usually, the killer has planned everything out. So he knows what he's doing. He knows, you know, he thinks about what people are going to do. Are they going to go upstairs? Are they going to do this? Maybe so the killer, if it was Eli, he wasn't really planning on going over there and stealing something right now. It was just a last minute thing. So just in case he gets caught because he didn't know where the mayor was going to be, he won't wear the mask.
I don't know.
No?
I feel like then he would have thought about, if he was a killer, he would have thought about it more.
Right.
I don't know. It seems like this killer plans everything out from, you know, anything,
Yeah.
as we found out at the end of this episode. Like, I feel like that was the whole plan, to just, like, catch them, like, frame them.
Right.
You know?
But then he stole something, stole papers is what it looked like. And the mayor, later on we'll talk about the mayor at the barn, but the mayor did get a text that said, you know, interesting papers you have.
Yeah, but somebody else saw those papers, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've already.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we already know the killer sees everything. He's got eyes everywhere. So even if someone sees something secretive, the killer's always there. He's got cameras everywhere. He's aware of everything. So you know, he could have just been spying.
Okay. Or seen them before and waited for the perfect moment.
Possibly. He could have had cameras inside that room that Eli broke into.
Or he could have just hacked into, if it's not Kieran, but it is, he could have hacked into the video, the video call, because he was showing Emma and Audrey, and he's like, look at these papers, to them.
Okay.
I hit it.
McInerney, that's not a bad idea.
Could be.
I feel bad for Noah in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, how can you not?
I know.
Second lady. Second girlfriend's dead.
The one that popped his cherry, though.
Man, she was, she was kind of out of his league. I just mean as a geeky guy, very skinny, good looking dude, but he's geeky. And then you got this smoldering hot woman.
Yeah.
And she's like anxious and takes it from him. Just takes the V card. Yeah. And just throws it on him.
I don't know. He took it too.
He took it too.
He was pretty good at.
There's a lot of giving and taking.
From watching the movies.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, apparently that's how it works. So yeah, there's a lot of giving and taking. So I mean, that was his love, and she really understood him. She really did understand him.
I know, and she was, a fan of the morgue and everything, but she also did tell him that he has an interesting way. He doesn't deal with his feelings. He just kind of tries to solve everything like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Which, made Noah start thinking after she died, maybe she's right. Maybe I shouldn't keep going on with this. And I feel like because of the morgue, whoever the killer is just knows a lot more. I think he's giving out information with that. So I think it would have been smart for him to stop the morgue.
Somebody did egg him on to continue the morgue, too.
Stavo.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
I mean, I don't think he needed. Like, would the killer have needed Eli? Would the killer have needed him to open up?
Yeah, because
to hack in and show the video.
I guess I don't really know hacking, but maybe the best way to hack is when he's also uploading a video. I don't really know, or
I don't know.
File.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that.
Okay, so Stavo convinced him, though, to keep going because he said that he gets something out of the podcast, right? And other people do as well. And so that is the moment that Noah decides he's going to keep going, and it's hacked like you guys were just talking about. But so this was a video?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because normally it's just words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess apparently. I know that's...
I don't know if it was a YouTube channel or like a iTunes. I don't really,
Well, yeah, but you can't just, like, if you're like, say you're listening to like a podcast, you can't go to a podcast channel to listen to a podcast and then a video's gonna pop up.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. I mean, depending on where you're listening to. Maybe his has capabilities of both.
So what exactly was in this video? It was clips of
everything I think we've seen.
Emma and Audrey.
and Zoe dying.
Yeah.
And it was something from Emma's murder, or from her dream journal, saying that, she's stabbing her friends. And this was that dream that we saw before. She stabbed everybody in the kitchen.
And Audrey taking the names off of Jake's body, or the words off of Jake's body.
It was
that GIF.
Perfectly planned when to release this video. Started getting everybody suspicious of Emma and Audrey leading up to the end of the show when they actually are caught red-handed.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
In the beginning, we see this break-in, and the killer stole her dream journal and left a wooden heart.
I thought that was an interesting way to start it, because I think that's probably the first time that we've seen the killer from A to Z doing his plan. You know what I mean? Like, as opposed to just, we never see the killer until he's about to kill you.
Right.
But here we saw him break in. We saw him go from door to door to find an entrance, walk upstairs. He knew the passcode to the...
he disarmed it.
Security.
I didn't even see that, because I was like, why don't they have a security
No,
thing?
he disarmed it.
Okay. We have to go back and watch and see which one of the characters knows the security code.
I mean, it could be... I think Karen might know it.
It's probably not hard to find out. Like, if you're with Emma and she's got to disarm it, you just look and see.
Okay.
I don't know. But also, he's a good hacker, or she's a good hacker.
Wasn't this heart a wooden heart that Daisy got before as well?
Yeah, it looks like the same one. but with Emma instead of
Okay.
Daisy.
And Maggie is on this whole thing where she thinks if it was Brandon, I mean, this could be why Brandon still is out there.
So they never found the body, and so now they really believe, they're really starting to believe that he just might be still around.
Yeah, because he was still around with all the flashbacks last episode.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to leave town. Right?
Well, last
what
episode
happened?
we didn't see him return at all. We just saw in the flashbacks that he was alive after
Right.
getting
They helped
shot.
him.
Yeah.
They took him to the farm.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I completely missed it. I thought that whole scene was taken before he went postal and killed everybody.
Oh no, that was after. That's why he was like holding his shoulder and stuff.
So he survived.
And they helped him, brought him home. But I don't think he's still alive or he's around anymore. I think it's somebody that it could be Eli because he seems like he has like a obsession with the Jameses because he knows about them, and then he was at Will's funeral and he came out right when she was putting it in the hole.
Right.
That's what she said.
I know. Well played.
Audrey got a text this episode from the killer that was talking about her friend not liking the gift that they left, which we're assuming was that heart, and that she's cutting people off. And Emma immediately was thinking, oh, well, I didn't answer Eli's text, so it's probably him.
Yeah. I don't know of anything else that it could be. Like cutting. What does she cut?
Cutting people. She's good at cutting people off, but I cut deeper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys know in the chat? Help us. What does she cut?
I think they just make cutting people off. Like she stops talking to people when she's mad at them. Like I would figure,
I think she talks too much.
I thought that she was cutting off the killer by not responding to him. That's what I thought you meant.
Or didn't she kind of cut everyone off when she left town for a few months?
There you go. There's that.
I guess so. I feel like it means something more though.
And that moment when Kieran freaked out and he's like, I'm going to go beat his head in. Like,
Bash his head.
Great acting, Kieran, you know.
I'm mad.
Oh, that made me so mad. But I also just, ever since we keep suspecting Kieran and I listen to you every week, Kelly, I can't even take him seriously. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he's acting.
Yeah,
He's
that's what I
acting.
Because it's like every time we suspect someone as a killer, they do something to show, to make it too obvious that it's them. They haven't done that with Kieran yet.
That's like everything with Zoe. I was like, oh, I didn't believe her love with Noah. I was like, I don't trust her. And then nope, she's dead.
Right.
The thing that bothered me about that whole Kieran situation, it's like, okay, if you think Eli's a killer and Kieran's gonna go fight him to go stop him, why are you stopping him?
Yeah.
He's already proven that he can beat up Eli. He outsizes Eli. Just all go 3-on-1 and just go beat up Eli.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody in the chat, Jedi was it say Master, says that Kieran is setting up Eli.
Maybe. Somebody else mentioned too she cut people in her dreams. That whole
Okay.
dream journal thing. So maybe that's
Oh
it.
yeah, true, good point.
And because he mentioned it again. So just wanted to.
Just wanted to.
Yeah, he probably is because he's making him look like a creep and just making him look good. Kieran look good.
Yeah.
Like a concerned boyfriend.
Yeah, because that whole time that they decided to go to the house and kind of see if they can poke around and find something in Eli's room, and Kieran went in, I just felt like he knew all the hiding spots, and I guess you can know all the hiding spots, but once again, he finds something hidden and saves the day with some more clues, and it's just too
It's too
much.
obvious.
Yeah.
Like, he found Audrey's letters, which I don't know. I think he had the letters, and we never see him put them back. Do you notice that? Because he
Ooh.
cut around the corner, and then we cut to Eli, just him seeing.
Yeah.
That could have
So-
been his room.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know whose room it was.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure
Eli's room.
it might be Eli's room because I feel like Emma would know.
She's probably not.
Like, that's your room.
It's a crappy house. I don't think she's been there. They probably always hook up at Emma's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe Eli didn't know where that hiding spot was, so it doesn't matter if it's in his room or not.
Good point.
What about, okay, so do you guys think whatever he found, the letters between Piper and Audrey, that's what Eli pulled out of the mayor's drawer, or that's something completely different?
No, I think that's something completely different. I think what he found was like them, like maybe bills or something, taking money from people, like overcharging, because that's what he said to his mom, like, oh, they've been stealing money from all the families of Lakewood, even the Jameses.
Okay.
So I think he's like, maybe because he had that real estate stuff, maybe he was extra charging them property or something. So I think it was that.
Okay. Well, then something has to be going on with either maybe the killer was spying, like you said earlier, but Eli was the only one who saw those papers, and Aunt Tina.
And Kieran.
But Kieran didn't see those papers. He saw Audrey and Piper's letters.
No, when he was looking on the table, those were the papers.
Oh, he saw those
Yeah.
on the table. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now I'm back on Kieran.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
Kieran.
Okay.
Yeah, it is him.
And the whole, okay, Piper and Audrey, these letters and Emma's pictures, Emma and Audrey said we have to put them back. Do you guys agree with that? Do you think they should have just kept them?
No, I think it was a smart decision that they put him back, and I don't think Kieran expected
Okay.
them to, because yeah, if the killer sees something missing, then he knows that somebody knows about him.
Yeah, I don't know. I just was so not on board with all three of them always just seeming to be afraid of Eli. You know what I mean? Like, even when he brought out the
Just beat him up.
Yeah, but he just brought out the
That's a
envelopes,
really
and they're
good
all just
point.
like, yeah. Like, okay, we gotta get out of here. Like, he's in there with his mom. Wait till the mom leaves. There's 3 on 1.
Didn't they all drive together there too? Or I guess we really don't know, but then, you know, Emma and Audrey say, all right, we're going to go check out the farm. I'll text Kieran. Okay, why don't you just bring Kieran along or don't tell him at all?
More people, the especially
Right.
in a creepy dark house at night.
Okay.
Oh, I'll go in by myself.
Why did it get to nighttime in 5 seconds?
Yeah. Maybe it's far away, the drive, the barn.
Guess.
But like, I find it so crazy that she's willing to go in there by herself. She won't let Eli go fight. I mean, she won't let her boyfriend go beat up Eli, but she's like, all right, I'm gonna go in there by myself. Audrey, stay outside.
Making
Conundrum-
smart decisions.
Emma, the conundrum of Emma, man, over and over.
Yeah. And
Always makes wild decisions.
she finds this little room that the sheriff found last episode up at the top, and were there no pictures of her at this time though? The pictures were taken out, right?
I didn't see any.
The pictures were the ones possibly in the stack of letters behind Eli's bed. But they found her dream journal, and then they see a car pulling up, and it's the mayor, and the mayor's going into the barn, and they decide they want to go in and check what's going on.
I would have checked immediately. Like, I would have
Yeah.
ran out before. Like, don't wait. Don't give him time to kill him, you know?
Right. It took a while for them to
I know.
get down there and into the barn because
It's like he had time to just walk, look around the barn, check it out. Like, you know what? And then
Yeah,
they
he sent him.
sauntered. They
It's-
sauntered in.
it's just a really bad idea to go meet a killer in the dark somewhere in a secluded area. Like, I don't care. I'm not coming. You're texting me to come. I'm not going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't, because I feel like that would throw the killer off because they always think they need to do what the killer is saying.
Yeah.
Or in the mayor's case, it's whoever's blackmailing him.
Well, I think at this point they felt like they were close to getting him because of everything that happened with Eli. So I think they thought they had him. So when they went to the house right next to the pig farm, they probably thought this is it. They're gonna find something, and
The killer's
put
always
Eli-
one step
put
ahead,
Eli in
man.
his place, yeah.
Yeah, well, Kieran saw Eli and Aunt Tina at home during that whole thing. He was sneaking around and knew
Yeah.
they were home. So when Emma and Audrey were at this farmhouse,
They felt safer, I guess. Right?
I guess so, but
I mean, there could be other killers too, you know?
True.
Could just not be
But
one.
they might
They should
not
have
be, aware of
realized.
it.
Yeah.
well, the killer or the mayor going on this phone chase every time he sent a text and he got closer to the phone going off. I feel like you probably shouldn't walk into that trap as the phone's still going off louder and louder.
Well, he's not the smartest, you know?
No one in Lakewood is.
Yeah.
Nobody.
But I guess also he probably thought he was some chump or whatever, or somebody like Jake to threaten him.
Hey,
Or
Okay.
even like
he's a
Aunt
big
Tina.
dude.
Yeah.
He's also a big dude. You
Yeah.
know. Usually has a gun on him.
Well,
The one time, I guess he did not feel like bringing a gun.
the phone that he ended up finding was an Android. Was that a Samsung? It was some kind of android,
Yeah.
and it looked exactly like Stavo's when Stavo and Brooke were texting earlier on. Oh. And I just felt like that scene of them texting, like, oh, did you talk with your dad? Like, it wasn't a lot of information, so I feel like they were just maybe trying to show us the phone.
Yeah, they're setting it up.
Yeah.
It's a good catch.
And where was Stavo during that whole thing?
He could be super like last episode. I feel like he could have done, because that weird sculpture of a thing, and he's like, oh, it's a work of art, killer stuff. So I wouldn't put it past him to be one of the killers, along with Kieran.
How about this? Leon Thomas in the chat just said Stavo's being blackmailed by the killer. Could that be possible?
Maybe.
Okay.
Like, to do the weird stuff.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's why he has the mask.
And maybe that's why he's so quiet. I think it's too much of a stretch. I think people just want to kill people, you know? Boil it down to that.
Stab.
They're just bad people. Yeah.
Well, at the very end of the episode, Emma and Audrey run into the barn and see the mayor. He had a pitchfork in him because he was stabbed by the killer.
Through the chest.
Yeah.
You got him good.
And he pulls it out and...
Like a man.
Yeah, and he's bleeding out so obviously, and they just want to put their hands and stop the bleeding. One of them should be calling 911 first of all.
The moment he fell down, I was like, they're about to get their fingerprints on everything. Yeah. It's so screwed. They're so screwed right now.
But maybe they don't have service there because somebody Brooke tried to call Audrey and it just went like to voicemail.
Yeah, but the mayor and that one phone, the killer's phone, had service.
Well, maybe it's a different provider.
Well, maybe Audrey had Sprint and...
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
But yeah, it's just, and then they grab a pitchfork. Why didn't the cops have the sirens on immediately? Like all of a sudden, just sirens?
Yeah, you can't hear them in the background or like in the distance.
It was weird. Because then it's like, I don't think they would have thought it was a killer coming, you know?
Right. Well, Kieran's the one who told Maggie that they were going to the farm.
And Kieran also showed up very quickly.
Yeah, and he
to the farm.
Listen, he should have been on his way calling Maggie saying, listen, they're there, like, whatever, you got to come, I'm worried for them. So in that way, he would get there before Maggie and the sheriff. But what was he doing? Like, sitting back, having a beer, waiting for them to get there first, and then all of a sudden Kieran shows up as they're handcuffed and being put in the back of the car?
He was busy killing Mayor Maddox, and then he had to wash off or whatever.
Did it change?
Yeah.
He showed up like 40 minutes later.
I don't trust him. He's
Who
it.
Trust the guy.
Well, okay. Through the sheriff's eyes,
yes.
Do you guys think that Emma and Audrey look really guilty? Or because there's so many games being played, do they look like they're being played?
I think he through his eyes, I think he knows it's not them.
Okay.
But by the book, they really look like killers right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everything's happening with them. The video comes out. They've got the fingerprints all over them. And it's like they're at the center of every single killing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're high on the suspect list. So he has to play by the rules. But also, he's fully aware.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he might think that they're the killers, though, because everybody, like Miss Lang is saying, oh, Emma's got an obsession. And in the video, you see Audrey with Jake's dead body. So it's hard for him to not let him go.
Okay.
And also catching them with pitchforks over a dead body.
Yeah.
So, and, you know, crazy girls sometimes are like, I'm not crazy, you know, it's not. And that's Emma, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah. It wasn't me.
But, like, if they were the killers, they would not be caught doing something so stupid. They'd be out of there. They'd be stealthy.
But eventually the killer gets caught, you know?
Maybe.
So.
Okay, Miss Lang, does she look suspicious at all to you guys?
She knows something.
She's too, I don't know, she's too like, oh no, me and Piper don't know each other. Like, too pushing on Emma so much when we heard her conversation, or at least one of them with Miss Lang, and she's not really super about Piper, you know? I guess maybe she's like, oh, this is the first place that me and Piper spoke at.
Also, she said to the sheriff she's doing an informal case study on the survivors of last year's attacks. Stavo wasn't a survivor of the attacks. Why is she studying him?
Because he's friends with them now? But yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, how many case studies do you have? Is he a separate case study or?
Right. She's not telling the full truth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I was gonna say, well, you know, he's also showcasing a lot of weird tendencies because he was drawing in the class too. He had the drawings in the class, and he's gotten closer and closer to the original 6. So.
Okay.
5 now.
5. Well, is it 5? Is there like 4 now? 5.
No, 5.
She claims that she doesn't remember interacting with Piper. They didn't look like they were 5 years old. They looked like they were teenagers. And if I was, you know, friends with somebody in a home when I was growing up as a teen, and then I see all over the news that she was a murderer, I'd be like, oh, did I interact with her? And I'd go trying to figure out, maybe I think we played a game. Yeah. So she's not telling the full truth there.
She's fibbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think we covered the episode, so let's get into some predictions.
So, yeah, prediction. This is it, right? Is this the final prediction?
Oh, yeah.
And now,
Is next week the last episode?
AfterBuzz
Yeah.
TV.
Oh, man.
Official?
Oh, this is the last predictions.
Yeah, so
well, we
we-
can predict for season 3.
I know, but we gotta give, like, this has to be a real deal prediction. Like, this has to be solid.
Well, let's start out with the previews really quick.
Nighthawk said the killer's Hillary Clinton.
Well, the previews, first of all, that was like a minute-long preview.
That was a good, it's a big setup.
Yeah, the killer is in the cop car, and he lets Audrey and Emma go, but tells them to stay on the run and don't turn yourself in. Basically, like, don't join your friends and join an army against me. And Noah tries to defend them and tells the sheriff it's Eli. You need to look at Eli. And Eli and Kieran are fighting. And then the Lakewood 5 are together, ready to take on this killer.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh,
all right.
man. It's Kieran.
It's Kieran, but I'm gonna make a bold final prediction.
Okay.
With the whole shebang.
All right, let's go.
Do it.
Okay. Kieran clearly is the killer. He is Troy James's son. Okay? Troy was the one who was the real killer instead of Brandon. And Brandon took the blame for it.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
All right. So, and the partner isn't Eli. There's one more partner. The partner. Brooke?
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I'm thinking Brooke and Kieran.
Yeah.
Brooke is insane, and she playing. I don't know. It's gonna come off. She has to be bat crazy.
She's
Food crazy.
but been through so much, and also like she could have killed her dad too because she didn't like him calling her out during the speech and everything.
What about Jake? She killed Jake.
Just to make her look like wounded, you know,
So
the victim.
could she have Stavo doing her dirty work too, though?
She could be manipulating him.
Yeah, you know what? They haven't pinned it on Brooke. They've pinned it on everybody, but they haven't pinned it on Brooke.
Like Noah and Brooke are the other. Like we know it's not Emma and Audrey, but Noah and Brooke are the others that were like, nah, it's not them, but it could be.
Yeah, and Zoe, I still think Zoe was part of it, but she got too close, so they had to get rid of her.
I don't think so. I think, well, you know who hooked up Zoe and Noah? Brooke. Yeah. So I think she just I think she could be a crazy mastermind.
Yeah. I think someone either, if it's not Brooke, it's Emma, and she has a double personality, and she doesn't know.
But it also
Okay.
has to be a guy because of the girl Haley that died. Who she was seeing, she helped him
Yeah.
with that
Kieran.
party.
Yeah.
So,
Kieran.
yeah.
Kieran and Brooke, and Kieran is the child of Troy.
I'm going to have to go back and watch this, watch Brooke's, watch her actions,
know.
and really think about that before next week.
You've got like 12 episodes. Crush them.
I know, I could do it.
No, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay.
I think it could be Stavo too because of the weird arts, or how he could be like a minion to her. I think it's too easy to be Eli, but he's done. Like I think maybe he has an obsession with the Jameses because he went to Will's funeral, and it's just weird that he was there before.
Yeah, what is that
Anything.
about, him going to Will's funeral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he could be just obsessed with Emma, you know, because everybody says, didn't his mom even say, "Oh, your cousin's girlfriend"?
Right.
So I think people do know that he's attracted to her. So maybe he's obsessed with her. He's just a creep. I don't think he's a killer though. And I think Kieran planted those letters.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
I like that prediction from the chat about Kieran setting, Eli up.
Yeah.
I think it's Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think it's Kieran.
Partners? Anything else? Does he have a teammate?
Yeah, he does, but I can't figure out who it is.
Hey,
I know.
You got to throw one out.
Okay,
This is it.
that Brooke theory would be crazy.
Oh, yeah, it would.
I've been thinking it's Eli. Eli looks suspicious. He's always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's too many. I can't. This episode kind of got me off of his trail.
Okay.
It's too obvious. Like, once if it's announced that he's a killer, you'll be like, okay. But I feel like it's got to be a big bomb, you know? Brooke would be a good one. And Kieran, we know it's him.
So. Yeah, it's definitely Kieran. All right.
What is going to happen when we're wrong next week, guys?
It's the mom.
Yeah.
It's been the mom the whole time.
Aunt Tina or Maggie?
Maggie.
Yeah, I was thinking, what if she's that crazy?
Yeah, this whole time she's been crazy. She's had 2 personalities. She did all the killing for Brandon. And then Brandon was trying to change her.
I would hate that, though.
I know that would be
One
kind of corny.
thing, though, is that Kieran's dad was the sheriff last season. So it can't be Troy James, although I was thinking Troy James is definitely the sheriff the whole time. But then if Maggie knows Troy, she would have known, that...
That's a good point.
So maybe...
Well, no, because he said his stepdad died in the car. So maybe his stepdad was Troy James.
Okay, yeah. Where's Troy James for this entire series?
Yeah, they said Troy James. They mentioned his name. He's a James. He's got to be a James. Well, no. Well, if he's a James, that means he's been making out with his sister the whole time.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, but
I mean, hey, you got to commit to the killing, though. If you're that crazy.
Emma's Brandon's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eli's dad could be Troy. Kieran's cousins with Eli. So that's his uncle.
Kissing cousins. That's a little bit better
Uncle
than
Troy.
kissing siblings.
Yeah.
Wait, is that come out that Emma Brandon's kid? Emma's not.
Oh, no,
That never
no.
came out, right?
No.
Okay, that was just a theory that we were thinking that he was.
Piper is
kid, yeah.
Brandon's kid.
So they're not. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, all right.
Troy is either his stepdad or his dad. He's a James. He's got to be a James.
I don't think we're ever going to find out about Troy James or
We
any of the
have to.
Jameses.
Okay.
Well, where can everybody find you until next week?
You can find me on Twitter at Micheal_Drew, Michael EAL, and Instagram. Same exact thing.
I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo and Snapchat, Kelly McInerney, but with 3 L's. Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at Katie E.E. Campbell. That's Katie with 3 E's Campbell. Instagram at Katie Campbell 13 and YouTube.com/Katie Campbell Online. I'm going to have some new vlogs soon, so you should check it out. And tweet us. Let us know what you thought about this episode. And join us next week for the season finale. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.